What is good, y'all? This is my little second YouTube, at least in the studio, and we're gonna jump right into it, right? I'm gonna talk about what my thumbnail or whatever you want to call it is how to become great at anything. And this is something that kind of I live by, and a way of looking at life, and honestly, my way to success, and just how to be great at anything. I really truly believe this is one of the most effective ways to be great at anything you want to do. And it can be anything. For me, let's say it's photography, let's say it's golf, let's say it's basketball, let's say it's barbering. I apply this to everything because I believe that if you're great yourself, you're going to be great at what you want to do. So I'm going to get into the details, I'm going to get into explaining it a little deeper, but first off, I want to just kind of talk about what this channel is going to be. And honestly, this channel is just going to be like everything I love to do. A lifestyle to greatness. We're going to have golf vlogs, vibing on the course. Honestly, I'm going to take y'all with me to when I go up to Indiana Dunes, vlogging, to go see birds and take photos. I'm going to have these type of videos. I'm going to interview people. It's just going to be a complete vibe. So stick around, subscribe, and come vibe with me, because I promise this channel is going to really start to become a focus of mine. I'm really excited for honestly what's to come with this. But first we'll get into, and this is going to be a short video, about 4 minutes, but we're going to get into how to be great at anything you want to do, right? And it can be anything. Let's say it's soccer, basketball, photography, being a school teacher, or just anything you want to do, how to become great at it. Look, I think in society or in life, we kind of have it confused. We kind of have it not in the right order, and that is what I talk about a lot, is focusing stuff that's outside of you, right? A lot of people will always, let's say, for example, let's say I want to be a basketball player, right? I want to go to the NBA, or I really want to just become very great at playing basketball. Most people, which is very essential, will focus on working on their craft, on shooting, on dribbling, on doing footwork stuff, and I really strongly believe that, and that's going to get you far. That's going to get you very good. But that next level, to become great at it, you have to become great yourself. You have to have a great mindset. You have to have a great work ethic. You have to have everyday great habits. There's so much that goes into play that a lot of people just don't focus on, right? There's a lot of people that work a lot harder than me. These people that work 60 hours at a factory, that's working hard. You work very hard, but you're not working on the stuff that's actually important, and that is yourself. So if you want to become great at anything, you have to become great yourself. It always starts with who you are and just the mindset you have, right? I am great at golf, or I'm going to be, or I have a mindset to play great golf, or I'm going to get great at basketball, I'm going to get great at photography, I'm great at cutting hair. All these things coming together because I continuously work on myself. I am always going to work harder on myself than I ever will on any business, on any one thing, because I just know that I am my business. I am my brand. And people always just don't work on themselves. And when I say this, I say, what time are you getting up? What time are you going to bed? What are you eating? Are you working out? Are you reading every day? Are you watching YouTube videos? Like, this is the stuff, this is the work that I put in, that a lot of people don't put in. And because I put this in, all of a sudden, I've now developed a strong mindset. I've now developed a strong perspective. I can now manage my emotions. I can now become aware of my thoughts and the patterns I have. Because I've mastered all this, when I go play basketball, it's easy to be very good at it because I myself am already good and I'm setting myself up to be great at it. I'm not great at any things I do yet, but I'm on a track to become great at it because I'm continuously focusing on myself to be great. If that makes sense. This is probably a different way of looking at things and a different way of attacking it. But look, to the people, let's say you're in college and man, you just don't know what you want to do. It's your 4th year. You're starting to feel the pressures of life, your parents, and you just don't know what you want to do. You're in a perfect position. You have, and this is what you need to do. You need to just work on yourself. Like people say, well, I don't know what my passion is. You act like your passion is going to find you. You act like your passion is going to come to your house, knock on your door and say, here I am. Bro, you got to go look for that. And in that process of working on yourself is you're going to learn about yourself. You're going to understand yourself more. You're going to try new things. You're going to fire and wire new thoughts and new habits to now you better understand yourself, to now your vision is clear and you can see what you're passionate about and maybe what your purpose is. I think we just get caught up in, in life. Like this is deep, man. It's deep because I live by this. I live by this for the last 2 years. Like I'll give even a little backstory on me and how my kind of journey developed in, look, high school years. As you guys know, I love nature. I love birds. I'm a bird photographer. I don't even know how to call that, but I was always that, even at a young age. And coming to high school years, I got away from myself. Literally, I don't recognize myself in high school because I was a completely different person. I was lost. But at that time didn't know I needed to be found. And a lot of people are like that. You're so distant from who you truly are at a core, you don't even know that it's not you. You just think it's you. But the minute I went to barber school, and this is when I kind of separated myself because I'm into a whole new environment, on the way there, I started listening to podcasts, self-development podcasts. And these podcasts taught me about myself and taught me about life. And I listened to the highly successful people, not just in business, but in life, in fulfillment. And I learned about them. So now all of a sudden I started realizing, okay, this is the keys to success. This is how to become successful. Learning about success in the way that it's, people always, I'm kind of getting my words confused, but you know what I'm saying. Look, people always focus on stuff that's outside of themselves. They never look inward, and that is where all the magic happens. If you just focus on yourself, let's say, okay, maybe you need a break from your friends. Maybe you need a break from the society standard that you're holding. Break away. Look inward and just put that shit to work. You might become a totally different person. You might discover, holy shit, the character that I'm playing in life is far from who I really actually am. And at that moment, now I get to build myself up. Now let me create myself. Now I'm creating my life. I'm creating who I am, right? I'm not tied down to a character that people view me as. And that's what a lot of people are, and that's the problem, right? And this is what's deep, and this is big. Let's say, okay, now all of a sudden, man, let's say you're in college, you're in a big friend group, fraternity, whatever it is, and you have 10, 20, 30 people who know you as this way. This is very hard because this gets a lot of people. Now all of a sudden, you watch this motivational video or this informational self-development video, and now all of a sudden, like, whoa, I did not know that. Now I'm starting to change. Now I'm starting to think different. Now I'm starting to have a different perspective on life, right? But the minute you go back to your friends that only know you for who you are, even though you're changing, you're starting to become someone different, you're going to act based on how you think they think you are. So you're now getting back to your old self. And it's always a pattern like that. So if you really want to change and if you're stuck, you have to break away from who you've always been, and that might be having to break away from friends or letting them know, look, I'm a different person now. I'm going on this different life journey, or I'm going to focus on this. And you have to be around people that are going to motivate you and are going to grow and want to grow with you. That's one of the most important things. But to kind of end, I know this was kind of all over video, but I thought, let me record this. This was on my mind this morning. But to kind of end this, if you're someone that's, let's say, succeeding in life, or stuck in life, or at a bad spot in life, or at a great spot in life, always remember, it comes down to you and the way you perceive yourself and perceive life. You have to never stop working on yourself. Always focus on bettering yourself, right? Let's say you want an incredible woman or partner or man in your life. Become everything you want in that person. Become greatness yourself. Just in your life. And anything you do, you'll become great at. Because you're focused on yourself. You're growing yourself. You're building yourself. People try and seek relationships with people to feel that feeling of, what am I getting at here? Because this is deep. I'm trying to really find this. Because I've been there before where I always needed someone else to feel secure. I always needed someone else to feel like, to tell me, you're doing good. Bro, you need to become your best friend. you need to become your best friend. You have to become your biggest supporter, and that doesn't mean you don't want to take encourage from others. That doesn't mean you want to not be around people who are going to build you up. Of course that is, but you have to be your biggest supporter, and you have to have just trust in yourself, and you build that when you work on yourself. You build that when you learn about yourself, when you grow yourself, when you do new habits, when you now set a morning routine. Now all of a sudden you have a night routine. Now you're reading every day. Now you're meditating. Now you're doing breath work. Now you're getting out in nature. Now you're doing things you love. That is the journey to greatness in anything you want to do. Is if you can become great yourself, you will become great at what you want to do, period. I'm living it right now. I'm far from being great at anything. I'm far from reaching any potential, but I am on the journey of working on myself, staying focused on becoming my best version of who I am. It's different for everyone. Everyone has uniqueness, but we all need to start focusing on who we are, building ourselves up, becoming aware of our emotions. Like, let's say you have bad anxiety. Let's say you have terrible anxiety. Don't you think if you learned about your anxiety, if you learned why you're having anxiety, and you now were observing the habits and the patterns that cause your anxiety, you would now be able to cope with that anxiety or overcome that anxiety or help that anxiety, because now you're turning it inside out. And that's just like life. If you're trying to become great at something, become great yourself, and you'll now become great at that. It's a different way of looking at it. It's working for me. It's just a way to it. I'm preaching it. I hope that was clear. I know there's some points in there that was probably like, what is he saying? But trust me, stay with me, part of the journey. This is my second YouTube video in the studio. I love it. I love the vibe. I'm excited for this. Tons of diverse content because I'm a diverse human. I have tons of different interests, tons of different passions. I'm not going to stick to one lane or two lanes. I'm doing what I love. I'm living my life as you should too. Blessings. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you on the next video.